60 minutes for pitch grilling. We'll have 5 startups pitching, getting questions, and we will answer the questions, getting feedback. The timing is not big, but I think there's enough time anyway. So I'm inviting here our investors. And dear teams, tell me, are you here? So you're here to listen about the startups. So our first... So I would like to announce our jury, and their task is to grill. And I'm sure they will manage. I would like to introduce Sychkov, the principal Horizon Capital. That's why I'm here, actually, to give you a hug. And then... also we'll have senior manager with the clients, startups, Amazon, and he will be online with us.
In Ukrainian, but it's really good to see you here today. Thank you so much for joining us. Great.
And also today with us is Igor Zhadanov, CEO Readdle online. Greetings. Can you see us? Can you hear us? Let me know that you can hear us. Daniel, can you hear the interpretation? And now I will announce the startups that we are going to have. It looks powerful. Let's applaud to Dennis. He's the main star here, but our main stars are our startups, and I'm greeting the first one. Well, but before that, we will have 3 minutes. Startups, please mind that I will interrupt you because the timing is very brief, but I'm sure that we will manage to get your ideas, and this is not the first time for you, so you will manage. There's going to be a clock over here with the screen, and here you can see 3 minutes, and that is a countdown. Okay.
So I invite now for the pitching Oksana Bosheva and her startup called Hookit. Hello, Oksana. Hello, everyone. So the microphone's working. So hello, I'm Oksana Hosh. I have completed executive BA at BCG in New York and 23 years in PR. My co-founder brought Rephase, the New York Times, into TechCrunch and Forbes. And that means what? That we know our PR and we can really help Ukrainian startups to be famous in the world. So I often hear from startups that they say, I want to be published on Forbes because it's a must for my pitch deck. Or we had a publication of Wall Street Journal, and that generated for me a lot of leads. So you invest money into startups and you want them to grow. And without the great PR, even if you have a great product, you don't have great investments and great customers. And to be able to hunt yourself a global PR manager, it's very expensive, and to engage a PR agency, it's even more expensive, thousands of dollars per month, minimal contract 6 months without guaranteed results, and it's a global problem. It's not only relevant for Ukrainian startups. That's why we created a Hookit, which is your virtual PR team. So let's see how it works. We have our main AI agent. Let's call him PR agent. It has a swarm of PR agents doing all kinds of stuff. Some of them help design PR strategy. Some help find journalists and pitch them. There are also agents who are integrated with different SAS solutions that are there in the market, and you can basically call them PR tech. We also plan to integrate with other vertical AI agents and, of course, be based on our own database that will create workflows, frameworks, best practices, and templates. It's not only about PR, it's about product launches and other relevant topics. If there is the need and super niche expertise, we'll have a database of niche experts. We heard at some point that one global manager wanted to understand how to promote X vendors or pickaxe vendors in Latin America. I don't think we have experts in that field, or do we? So the trend, the AI is trend number one in PR. Web Combinator says that vertical AI agents can be 10 times bigger than SAS, and it's a huge market. We led a lot of customer interviews. We have readiness of pilots among global PR managers. We tested the prototype based on custom GPT, and now we need some assistance with funding in order to be able to hire architects, developers to improve our data set, and also have money to integrate PR SAS tools. Supporting us, you not only support Ukrainian female founders, but you invest in making Ukrainian startups well known in the world. Thank you. So the format is Q&A for investors, 3 to 4 minutes. Go on. So what does your tool solve, and what will be the use case for your company? So the biggest value from our products will have startups not at the very early stage, but end of seed, growing startups, because they will have information cases and they can be interesting for the media. Just as well, in startup, there should be some kind of middle-level global PR manager or a marketing manager, which who will basically serve as PR. One of the use cases of PR is PR with investor relations, whether you want to communicate, raising the round, or be in the leadership. What are the end products? What do the customers want? What do they get? Well, first of all, they get PR programs. We cover relevant tasks to solve the tasks, somewhere for performance, somewhere such channels as selecting target journalists and individual pitching, selection of podcasting, selection of so typical tool set for PR. And they can also do it with us. We don't create competition for existing PR tech. We plan to integrate them through API so that in our AI-first interface, they can do all they want, including the final report about the campaign they have designed. There's also a thing that is a setup for MacPaw, but it's where our global PR managers don't need to buy 10 PR softwares, but they can have access to great PR software through us. So, Igor? I see several proposals regarding the PR. It's so you can either replace humans. Unfortunately, the sound is very problematic from the speaker. So be one product. On one hand, you need to focus on something specific. I agree. Our solution is comprised of 3 solutions. We will test the hypothesis We will see whether it's a complex vision that includes 3 blocks. Is it one subscription for many PR tools? Second, it's the vertical AI agents and the network of niche experts. But through web application with our AI agents, we will give a great user experience with software and niche experts as well. Well, the company is featured on TechCrunch and Forbes. It speaks on CIS. It attracts a lot of investments and becomes another unicorn made in Ukraine. Those are business indicators. The outputs of our activity, of course, are PR related, but they will lead to success. Right. Did you already create a business model? Yeah, we have only one direct competitor, Dazzle EI. They launched ended last year. Their overall value is 2,002 seeds. In our case, it's going to be infrastructure cost because of software integrations, etc. So we don't yet have a calculated unit economy because we're at a very early stage. But we see a freemium model, and as a mission, we would like to keep it free access forever. Of course, premium models will be many interesting things for in-house specialists. And the revenue stream is planned to be through add-on services. There are additional features that customers ask during the interviews, and generation of revenue through referrals through these niche specialists that we are going to be offering. What are your expectations in a year? We are still aimed at enterprise, and 50,000 will be too much for our users. And PR is not the most commercially, lucrative industry. The budgets are a bit more on the humble side. Daniel, what do you have to say about this?
For the pitch, I see that you are aiming into the direction of supporting mainly startups. And I wanted to hear what's your opinion on expanding maybe on the mid-market and enterprise, right? Because I think the main pitch is that startups cannot afford to build a dedicated PR department, but I think that the tool could also be potentially interesting to enterprises and mid-market, right?
Okay, yeah. Is it okay if I answer in English or should I stick to Ukrainian?
Yeah, up to you.
Okay, cool. Thank you for your question. Of course, as a strategist, I have a vision and I want to serve all kinds of ICPs, but we really want to start with one clear ICP so we can position our values. So first of all, it will be startups/scale-ups, but also we had customer interviews with IT service companies, and we also see there are things we can help them with because they also have global PR teams and they do B2B. And in our case, we believe that PR serves most in B2B and less in B2C because performance related, there are better channels, more effective to be used. So IT outsourcing companies, then definitely SMEs and and agencies. So there are a bunch of different ICPs, but we need to start with something, and I believe that starting with startups and scale-ups is a good idea.
Cool. Yeah,
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you. І зараз ми переходимо до нашої фінальної частини. Пані Оксана, тут. І зараз ми зворотні.
Now the final part, feedback from investors. You were supposed to be grilling your contenders, but you are so softballing. So now, feedback from regarding startups. I need some use case. Where do you create value? How much is going to cost for you? What is the value that you create? So this hybrid model of monetization with offline, I think with referrals, with offline providers. I think it can slow your scaling up down a little because, and in terms of your profile customers, I think in terms of technology, to work for SMBs or startups or mid-cap enterprises is very technologically similar, so I wouldn't limit myself to this. Igor, what do you say? I agree. We can't hear you. I would focus on mid-market companies that now have a threshold of thousands, and it's going to be MVP for new companies. Now we need to make it more available, accessible for smaller startups. But at the same time, you need to understand that startups have their own life somehow. And the earlier, therefore, you take 3 or 5 customers who take a wide platform, dozens of thousands of dollars, you can create a good campaign out of that.
Yeah, same. I think there needs to be focus on what is the value for the customers and defining the clear business model and the segment. Right. I agree with my colleagues that building that offer for the mid market is going to help you secure the revenue in the long term.
Клас, дякую. Все врахуємо.
Great, thank you so much. Okay, yeah, and now we're going to proceed to our next step.
Thank you. Thank you for the support, because that's not easy. And thank you for doing it, and we wanted to support those who do it. I want to invite Gleb Zuzin, Budtut company startup. Let's get the microphone. So I asked one construction company, how long do you need to find the people for the works? He says, if I want to spend some nerves, it's a week. If I don't want to waste my nerves, it's a month. How much time? I said to order a taxi. 5 minutes, he said. So I understand you have to be able to hire just as easy as you call a taxi. So our team is an orchestra where each one is playing their instrument. So Vyacheslav Lechenko is strategist, providing growth. Igor Dosenko, technical partner, innovation solutions, and our legal advisor, Ivan. The world's deficit of blue-collar workers is a billion-dollar challenge for the economy. It takes about 40 days and $5,000 to actually find a good contender. So AI platform that cuts up to 80% of that cost and up to 5 days to close the location. So it takes a very easy step to register, to hire and find a candidate. But AI is only making decisions. So a couple of clicks through chatbot, AI coach, with all the security, etc. The world labor market is evaluated at about $4 trillion. We are aimed at $3 trillion segment, and we aim to take 2.2 billion. So we focused on efficacy with AI agents to automate hiring, of different HR solutions. The products in the marketplace through three-stage monetizations, hiring, onboarding. So that leads us to ambitious ratio CLTV, which is very good for our model. Thanks to unique model of attracting users, we will be able to scale up industry by industry without significant increase of cost. We plan to launch first quarter 2026. That's why we start the fundraising process, and we need $30,000 for that. We continue. Well, at least you started in time, which is good. But other than AI adding some value to assessment, what is the use case of your AI? What will be different compared to other marketplaces? I saw a lot of buzzwords. I don't understand the technology still. So we are now at the final stage of MVP to receive the first traction. What's the hypothesis? The hypothesis is that we want so here's production line where the employee is doing some list of goods. So if it's video surveillance,
тобто більше часу на це витрачає, тобто не виконує плани, тобто заробляє сам менше, і він каже йому, що роби так, це буде швидше, оптимізує.
Але ж це не про те, про що...
So it was about the song of your orchestra. There are two blocks of products that we are created. First is quick hire through very versatile database, because the company may have the entire picture of all the specialists available on the market and have quick access to them. Plus a system of AI agents for communication, for shifting, basic data, determining the change in the calendars, different areas which we will want to create with our partners.
So different directions that we're going to test with our partners to bring this value to our users. So you said 1.1 of the trillions. Is this the market of salaries of the blue collars? Yes. And do you think that you can have 2% from these salaries in the world, that it will be for you too? We plan to become the unicorn, yes. I see, thank you. Igor? 1 second, we can't hear you. Thank you for your presentation. Do I understand correctly the geography, the number of contacts? Because if we say that the time of employment is a critical measurement, then I want to understand why 45 days this problem can be tackled. How specifically will this platform Butut can tackle this? If you said, I mean, I have the same questions. For me, it's a dilemma that too many directions right now. I agree with you if we were implementing it all at the same time. But the first section is the fast employment, basic functions of the platform for the company to be able to quickly find the necessary employee, having, and the search time becoming shorter. Because if they don't manage to hire the staff, yes, in time, then that's also a kind of delays for the work inside of the organization. And that's why this is first stage. And then afterwards, we will be gradually implementing AI agents also in the collaboration with and communication with the companies, identifying their needs that we can close with the automation. So this is going to be a gradual thing, because if we can do it at the same time, that's clear that's not possible. So this will be a gradual process. Another question then, employment, hiring as the signing the contract with the employee, or as finding the person who can do this job today. Yes, signing the contract for sure, because according to our business model, we are going to be receiving from 1 to 5% from every employee that we manage to hire for any company. And what about geography? We want to focus on US, but US, yes. Do you have an expertise in the construction sphere in US market? We focus on blue collars from 20 to 40 spheres. Of course, no matter how many we are, we cannot be experts in every sphere, but we are making a rate on cooperation with the experts that will be with us in every separate sector. They will be well known, and they know everyone, and they know everything in their sector. So we are going to be looking for such people. I mean, they're already there, but we are going to engage them. So the need so that we could satisfy the corresponding needs of the company in the employees in that of the sphere. Daniel, please, do you have any questions?
Yes, so my question is, I think the business model is focused around the companies who are going to be paying for this service, and essentially you are going to be providing them with a way of finding the right employee for themselves. But what about the other side? What are you going to do to attract the workers to your platform? What kind of unique value are they going to find in your platform? Why should they even be listed in there as available resources for the other companies?
Чудове питання, Даніель, дякую. Це
That's a wonderful question, thank you. And this is the secret sauce of our company. Via the not having the resources today and having big targets, we were looking for the possibility to engage the masses of employees to our platform, given the main problem what to start with. And we found the entry point, and that is the market of safety, occupational safety, because all the employees in the blue collars, they are to undergo special trainings on this every year. And we have identified that this process happens offline, it's conservative, it's so we will create this website for them. So we will transfer this into the context of training into the phone, so that every employee would have it in their pocket, so to say. So And we are going to provide these companies this product free of charge or with the minimum fee, and asking in advance the permission to communicate with all those they have. So via site product, we will communicate all employees, the 1,000 employees in the company, and all these people in the company, information about them will get into our database. And this way, company after company, we will fill out our database with packs, so to say, right? And until this becomes the good side product for us. This is the strategy. And
so useful for the workers that they would be willing to pay some kind of subscription to your platform, something like premium services or?
Ні, дякую.
thank you. That's a good question. Oh, you have only 30 seconds. Not yet, because we have a deficit in the market. So it's maybe we will have to work with this, but now we are going to pay to the companies because they are interested to hire employees very fast. Thank you. Dear Pitch Grillix, we have only 30 seconds left. I wanted to speak about timing, but in my opinion, we have just a mixture of ideas, and each of them is a separate business. You're trying to combine marketplace and optimization of efficiency of employees using AI, B2B SaaS products, in integration of the apps, many issues with access to data. The only thing that unites them is that you don't know how to realize it yet. So in your next pitches, I would recommend you to focus on one thing that you can discuss in details, because for now it's only a compilation of buzzwords. It's my opinion. Thank you for the compliment. Igor? I agree. Focus. You need to have a focus. Daniel?
Same feedback, and I think that for the both sides, like both employees and workers, it should be clear what is the advantage that they are getting for the platform.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so we are right on time. І хочу запросити сюди наступного.
And now I would like to invite the next startup, Igor Kobzar. Igor?
Hi guys, I know it was a difficult day. I will try to keep it very simple and fun. So my name is Igor Kobzar. Our startup Funnel AI is
digital marketing platform for small businesses. Imagine a small business like fitness coach, plumber, or makeup professional. All of them want customers from the internet. However, digital marketing is difficult, overwhelming, and costly for them. That's why we are building Funnel. This is an application that helps you to generate a whole marketing funnel using your social media profile or using your old website. So our AI scans your information about you and then understand what you are doing, and we generate you landing page, add content, we launch your campaign, and everything will be tracked through our tracking system. So we have a subscription business model. So we have different plans that cover demand for small business and for larger business, and it has different level of funnel that we are covering with our app. There are 33 million small businesses in the US and 24 in the EU, and the digital marketing software is $70 billion, and it grows 15% a year, so it will be doubled in 6 years. So with regards to our traction, so we have customers in the US. We generated more than 2K in revenue. And we have more than 500 sign-ups on our application. So about our team, this is my second startup. Our CTO and Chief of R&D has more than 10 years in IT development, while our CMO has 14 years in marketing software, and she has experience in launching apps to the US market. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This time, let's start from Daniel.
Thank you, Perfect. Just wanted to, I think that in the end you're going to be trying to capture small businesses, right? And just wanted to dive deeper on what is going to be your customer acquisition strategy.
So actually we have not only small businesses in the focus, we have 3 different types of customers. So small businesses, marketing agencies, and marketing freelancers. With regards to small businesses, we are testing different channels. So we do typical customer acquisition using social media promotions and promotions in search engines. However, we also trying to work on organic content. So we're working with content creators. We're creating a blog, and also we're creating a lot of tutorials where we help small businesses to find out what is digital marketing and how to get customers from the internet. So we combine organic traffic and paid acquisition.
Okay, and your focus is going to be on the SMBs, or is going to be on the agencies?
So actually we are pre-product market fit post-MVP company, so right now we are figuring out that. So I don't have an answer as of now, but we are testing both ways, and we will see where is retention higher and ROI for marketing is higher. So we're testing both.
Thank you.
Igor?
My question is very simple. What practical value is of the other ones comparing to other ones that already exist? I think if you go to the stock exchange of freelancers, then you can see hotspot developers or other developer plus competitive platform, because these platforms, they have made life easier for the small business, and they made these tools more available, but they are not convenient on the level that allows that LM allows, and AI, because we saw the opportunity in quickly collecting the elements of funnel without needing some additional or special knowledge from small business. So we have widespread clients from the US, when it's a man 50 plus years old and who can easily understand how to create content with us or how to create a one-page website that would look good. Therefore, I think that we can significantly, improve the level of simplicity of using this resource as compared to Hotspot or other resources. So the value proposition is expertise. Those who cannot do it themselves and who don't have big budget to do it, yes, themselves, yes, exactly. And I think with HubSpot, our ICP cannot understand it correctly. Okay, I see. Thank you. Thank you, Dennis. So if your clients cannot figure out HubSpot and they are not in that 25 million market, but it's a new market, well, most likely they are not using promotion via internet. So we often see that people have some blogs in social media, but they expect to get clients from organic traffic, or they go to agency and they overpay. Well, not overpay, but that's just the way the market is, that it costs a lot more than to do it with the agency that alone. Because, your product, is your product about landing of pages or funnel or traffic purchase or optimization of this purchase? Where will you compete? Because I only heard about the first part. So if to be brief, the way our customer journey looks like, the client comes to us, they share links for their social media or describe their business on their own. If they didn't do anything, we scan his profile and we understand what he does. I mean, what is his business? So we understand his value proposition, ICP, product, and team. And based on this information, we create the website, we create the ad campaign for him, and he can engage clients via Facebook ads or Google ads. So it's just the set of creativity. Yes, with a certain mechanism of distribution of budget, or those who perform best, that's where the budget goes. If we speak about the searches, that is the selection of keywords and monitoring of the results of the campaign. And how do you realize monitoring? Well, we see what is at the bottom of the funnel. We see which creativity brings leads into our built-up CRM. If the keyword that brings a lot of traffic but it doesn't convert it, then we recommend to not to use this keyword. So you are integrated in the process of the purchase of ad. Yes, we are connected to Meta and to Google. Thank God there is API that allow us to do so, and we can actually launch campaigns, turn them off, and see the results of how and is it transaction based? Well, unfortunately, we didn't get to the transaction model yet. We have different levels of subscription, which allows you to build up different levels of funnels and on different scale. So we have the tariff plan that allows you to create many funnels. You can have a few businesses, for example, or maybe you are a marketing freelancer. So right now we are working on the subscription model. How do you assess the efficiency of the funnels that you build up? Well, we had a few cases when we compared, for example, the sales of in the old website for the client. For example, in Ukraine, we had one of the first clients who was selling the boilers, and their marketologist came to us and launched the program on the old website, and they had no orders at all because the website was very outdated, was not good, with big banners, big logos of Vodafone, Kyivstar. So lifestyle better, yes. But our landing was optimized to different devices. It was for one call to action, and when we launched the ad, we had a very high CTR on lining, more than 5% at the start of campaigns. So that's why they did have sales from our landing, but from their old website they didn't. So this is the way that we did the testing, what it was and how it has become, and then the clients choose themselves whether they like it or not. And what is the delta in efficiency? Well, if we take this client, then it was plus endless, because we divided by 0, then you could say endless efficiency. Illogical. Okay, thank you. So I have to interrupt the Q&A, and I'm now waiting for the feedback from investors.
Do you want to start? Well, I want to ask about focus. You have to focus on one thing. You either build landing pages and compete with one profile of the company, or you optimize the campaign, and then you have to measure media efficacy. You need to come up with some baseline for your customers and share some upsides. with them other than just having a visual constructor. Daniel, your feedback?
Yes, I would have liked to see a better definition of your ICP, and I think that is going to allow you to provide a better focus approach for these customers if this is the service that you want to provide, and that is, as my colleague was saying, going to allow you to improve the final efficiency as well.
Got it. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Igor? Продовжуй.
Also would like to understand more what are the functions that you fulfill, and to be more focused on one segment. I think enterprise customers can be better for this kind of business. But we need to be more prepared. If you have an email, you can contact me one of these days. All right, thank you for the pitching. Thanks for the investors. And I want to invite here Andrei Komlichenko, Revlon. Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I am Andrei. I want to present to you Reglum. It's a solution for professional photographers that can save you a lot of time when you're trying to build your shot, establish your shot. So there are still stages for picture processing that you still have to be doing manually. And if you want quality, you still have to do a lot of work. But automatic solutions can help you with that. So AI can solve you this problem, but you have to set it up properly. So we have come up with a solution that provides you a level of quality. So people like that. And so since 2024, we have more than 2,000 licenses sold. And just latest quarter, $30,000. Annual, so weekly use, almost all of the users are paying customers. So they're the most active and loyal. So we're planning to sell additional services, loyal users and active users. So what do we want to do? So it's a story where the creator creates their own style once without spending too much time on that, and then they can reuse it for any kind of sphere. So they can use not only for their own works, but also export and reuse that style for other users. So it's a very active market, and it allows to be more adaptive. Plus, it's the AI that brings you the style and update the style, make mobile pictures much more professional looking. So most of the users still use old methods. The main objective here is that it allows you to scale up. So we might not necessarily limit the number of pictures that can be processed. At the moment, we are more engaged through YouTube, but we, through one engaged user, we got 10 or others, those who don't trust the advertisement, but they trust the recommendation of peers. So hundreds of millions of people who want to improve their mobile pictures. So 1 million of investments to build a marketing department, and to use all channels of sales, improving your profitability, but most importantly, learning to use this value for marketing. So here's the team that we have. So we have a question. What do your product metrics look like in terms of retention of current customers? What customer acquisition costs are regarding the value customers? Can you share some of these indicators? Yeah, I can give you numbers on 90 users. For how long? Those are users who were last week's users. So 90% of retention, right? Yeah. So they are those who subscribed, including the lifetime subscription. Well, everyone who had the license by the end of the year, they are now lifetime subscribers. So they're trying to use this program for as often as they can. If they have to do the processing quite often. As to the acquisition, we don't have the most updated numbers. We have just average numbers. $45,000 YouTube advertisement. You didn't do performance marketing? We had a couple thousand, but I think it was not a good result yet. Good engagement from YouTube and word of mouth, of course. And it's a mobile app, right? It's a desktop application, at least at the moment. Are you thinking about wider circles of users? Yeah, of course, professional stylers. Through Marketplace, they will be able to use their own through your platform. Yeah, there are mobile applications that the users can also use. It was always an option. Also, what makes you better than some major vendors, major products? Like professionals can use the Photoshop with all kinds of AI-based solutions. So how are you planning to win this? Yeah, we do have solutions. It's just that the quality that it provides, professionals don't look at it. The solutions that we have is the only thing that now is viable for professionals who think they want to spend time with this application. Daniel?
Yes, so same question, right? I think big players like Adobe are including AI retouching features on their applications, like Lightroom, Photoshop, right? And I just checked their monthly prices. They are also around $20 per month. So just wondering why, the average photographer professional would rather pay for your application instead of an already well-known and reputed application.
Okay, the same answer. Lightroom and Photoshop don't have tools with this task, and almost half, maybe even more than half, users use our product as a plugin to Lightroom or Photoshop or something else professional software to solve this task that this software does not automate. This proper quality. Of course, Adobe has narrow filter, but the quality of this filter is very ugly. It's maybe worst on the market. And Adobe is focusing on generative artificial intelligence, and all their timeline for future is focused on this generative AI. Maybe this market is too small for them because they focus not only on photography, they focus on designers, video motion and else, and they don't have enough maybe resources to do this task properly. Not have, but they don't want to spend these resources on this task.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Igor?
Igor. So it's an interesting niche. But the question is, what is your long-term strategy? Making money, selling. So long-term strategy is a platform. As I said, it's a different support to workflow. Photographers can sit for hours. We offer them marketplace, additional services within the platform itself, because a collective work on the photo, you may have an understanding of it, but it's important to be able to integrate what you create. So using the popularity of the platform, it's a subscription service, different styles. So within a certain time, photographer will have a choice, right? Either use Photoshop or your product. Yeah. It's just that it's about portrait photography. Lightroom is more of our organizing content. So we're also planning to have an organizing element, but the main focus is to change the approach itself and to use AI for effective processing. What Lightroom does, it's minimum 3 days. So it's imperfection of technical tools that we're dealing with. And there are different styles, and the audience is very conservative. And they need a better workflow. So, in terms of workflow, the new tools are not ready to compete with you, or are they? Well, they are ready, but the recommendations that make the workflow simpler, making all the options mouse clickable. So what about feedback? I don't believe in 90% retention. I don't believe that with a small team and small funds you can create a better product than majors. Scaling is going to be more difficult, but it's promising. I wouldn't only focus on professionals. You have to focus on wider audience, and sell in other channels, especially if you want to build platforms, because platforms work with bigger coverage. And you have to go outside of just professional users. Should I answer? No, it's not Q&A, only feedback. Privately you can talk. So Igor. It's an interesting product, an interesting niche. I understand a couple of points, selling points. I think what you have to resolve what is the system of this product? What if Lightroom copies your functions pretty soon?
See why some users are going for the lifetime plan, and the advantages it offers over buying new credits on cloud systems. But I think that you need to think about a longer term plan, right? And how to retain those customers in the future and how to build a sustainable business model for it.
Okay, it's clear. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Завершили, давайте покладемо. І, колеги, наш у цій частині останній виступ, останній стартап. І, власне, хочу запросити Дмитро Лилик і стартап Nezlamni. Класному пітчингу.
Hi everyone, I'm Dmitro, CEO and founder of Nezlamni, grocery e-commerce AI agent that automatically shops groceries for users. Grocery retailers have around 40% of their carts being abandoned, resulting in 260 billion lost potential. To solve it, Nezlamni has built a widget which runs on grocery websites and goes through three major steps. So the first one, prompt. A user uses natural language to tell us what they want. For example, a week of Asian cuisine for a family. Then Nezlamni AI understands the intent, suggests the meals, and when users confirm the meals, we move on to the cart, which is automatically filled with all the necessary products. With this approach, we reduce session duration from 30 minutes down to 3, having less time for users to get distracted and to drop off. It results in a higher cart success rate, and since we select the products that go into the cart, we can prioritize high-margin products and speed up the slow-moving items. Experts agree that recent AI development will result in better consumer products over the next couple of years. Coupled with a rising interest in holistic well-being, we believe now is the best time to build Nezlamni. By we, I mean two founders, myself and Vlad, both serial tech entrepreneurs with experience in AI, e-commerce, and Western markets. We are advised by Dr. Katarina Komisarenko, who combines her scientific research with endocrinologist practice. When you look at the competitive market, most of the tools out there focus on trying to retarget already lost deals, and very little is done to prevent them. When you think about prioritizing high-margin products, retailers did that internally, and Nezlamni steps in as external provider. Nezlamni earns transactional fee on every operation from 0.4 up to 0.8% on every item, and we will grow from east to west in Europe, then in North America through networking, conferencing, outbound, and partnerships. Currently, we are negotiating with 4 retailers and already have 1 live beta pilot with a trusted Ukrainian grocer. Nezlamni plans to open our financial round later this year. So meanwhile, I'm happy to discuss with you our fundraising strategies, and I would really appreciate introductions to retailers in Europe and North America. To do so, feel free to book some time with me. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your pitch. Igor?
Igor? Any campaign or platform has three questions: what it is, for whom, and what is the main value. As far as I understand, Naomi is the product for retailers who want to that's what we see in the first pilot. Why don't you have the strategy with in every country there are a few key players, and only in Europe and US there are players that hold the entire continent, but there are not many of them. That's what we are going to go player after player, one by one. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Denis? I'm a part of ecom, so that's why I'm curious, but I cannot see use case. How does the math work for the networks with a high take rate in the low margin market? Tell us, please, which savings offer your clients? From the pilot we already have, we see that since traditionally the user spends a lot of time to find all the products, to go through different categories. They may forget something. Yeah, yes, I understand the higher conversion. Yes, but how does it work in digits, numbers? It costs 0.4% from all transactions from retailer for part of the store transactions. But what is the efficacy? It works in the following way. We take 0.4% of fee for all products that we have sold, and we take additional 0.4% for all high margin goods that the retailer wanted us to promote sooner. I understand. The answer to my question is that you take 0.4% and the retailer makes additionally 0.7 margin, and delta 0.3 is something that retailer makes. But what is the financial model for retailer? Because it doesn't work in my head. I cannot answer this question from the statistically point of view, because we are still in pilot, in beta testing, and we are tested in the limited number of consumers, and we check the behavior of this retailer. And I think 1 month or 2 months later, we can give you statistically correct data about delta and about what is the margin. And what do you think about the people that are buying it? Because when you promote the more margin, higher margin products, I expect certain dissatisfaction from the client experience of people. We already noticed that if we suggest the products that the clients don't want, that has a certain pushback. But we also noticed if the client or consumer is using a brand, but we offer him a brand B, but they are of more or less same quality or category, then the clients don't mind it. And that's where we play, when the consumer doesn't know what is the margin for the store. Sometimes for the same price goods, there can be different margin, or it can be different turnaround, and the retailer company will be very beneficial to speed up the sale of this product, even if it has the same margin. So that's what we are looking for this common thing between the user and retailer. And is it tailored for each customer? I mean, so you get access to the history of payments, or you adapt your models, or what is the predictability of these websites? But the perfect picture is yes. In the first pilot, we do not have the clients or customers' histories yet, and the retailer doesn't want to share it with us, but we are building up our own story. Understanding which goods we have recommended, which they accepted, and which were swapped, and how to select recommendations for each customer. I see, thank you. Daniel?
I don't understand the problem definition, because on one hand you're saying that 40% of the cards are abandoned, and that you are a solution to help recover those cards, right? And I had a look at the report that you are quoting in your study, that is mentioning that the reasons for why customers are abandoning their cards is because the checkout process is too complex, because the payment options are not enough, because they are not secure enough, and I don't see how you are helping solve these issues for the customers, right? Instead, I think that you are rather offering a new source of revenue for for this type of e-commerces, right? By providing their customers with inspiration of what they should buy, right? So I just wanted to ask you why would you position yourself into that market of retargeting abandoned carts where there is already a lot of competition instead of position your company into a new market that would be untapped by competitors?
That's exactly the thing. We do not compete for retargeting lost deals. What we do differently, we prevent lost deals, right? So a lot of carts are abandoned in the process of adding products or doing checkout, etc. What we change, we automatically do all those steps on which users manually drop off, by automating them and by understanding intents. So our philosophy is different from all the tools out there. We do not try to retarget those who were lost. We try to prevent them. So that's a different approach.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. І, власне, зворотній зв'язок, Денисе.
And the feedback, please, Denis. Well, it seems to me this is a cool tool if it indeed works. Of course, we have to see facts, but it doesn't work. Monetization for me, even though incrementally you are generating some percentage of additional revenues, the optimization margin story, that's good, especially if it's a back end where that customers don't see it. But I would definitely think about some subscription model, because 0.4%, 0.8%, that's very expensive for retailers, in my opinion. Okay, thank you. Igor? I agree completely. But if the promise works, I think if it works, then you can generate it at any moment. So I would focus now on the details of implementation of the pilot projects, that in order to be able to understand what is the value for retailers, and then to check whether there's a chance to take part of this value and to know that this business could be actually living. Okay, thank you. Daniel?
A good project, I would only try to rethink the pitch around that idea of new revenue that can be created for the retailers, and also what's the monetization strategy, right?
Okay, thank you.
Great. Тож, панове,
So, ladies and gentlemen, greetings and a round of applause and gratitude to all startuppers who participated. And let's also give a round of applause to Igor and Daniel. I hope they can hear us, and all our investors who grill and who give the urge and the impetus. Thank you.